of company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, 77 schools across Belize receive varying levels of damage caused by Hurricane Lisa. Case of Caribbean Brewery International versus FIU goes back to court. And the Orange Walk Town Council joins forces with the police department to keep Orange Wakeños and visitors safe during the festive season. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Wednesday, December 14th, 2022.
Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamt of going to Mars. You can keep my dream alive.
Come with me. You cannot, under any circumstances, leave my room, okay? Only for 35 days.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Es un hecho que tu crédito dura más con Smart. Durante estos tiempos, todos buscamos cómo minimizar nuestros gastos y ahorrar a lo máximo. Con Smart, lograr esto es fácil. Es un hecho que con Smart su crédito dura más. Puede llamar de Smart a Smart y de Smart a Digital sin discriminar al proveedor, usando su crédito promocional. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo puede usar su crédito promocional para llamar a Digital. ¿Qué significa esto? Su crédito promocional, ya que viene gratis al hacer sus recargas en temporadas de Double Ups, le otorga llamadas gratis a cualquier número nacional. Sigue con Smart y ahorra más dólares.
I met Alex on the plane. When I woke up in the morning, he was so alive.
I think they know you're lying.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Get her off that stage.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight we're really late.
That was so much fun since this pandemic forced us on lockdown and like my online classes have been so stressful.
Oh my god.
And I bet you're glad that you finally get out.
Yes, that's true. And that girl, you will let loose. I never did expect that from you. Oh, Melanie.
Well defended again by Beverly.
Everyone got pretty well strong.
George the drive and the finish. Posting up Marcus Morris.
My gosh. Looked like Kobe hit on real hard. My gosh, Melanie.
Getting a sharp touch.
Now you the top.
4 minutes have 7 of their 9 points.
You see why me? The married life. She can even enjoy her friends like in a peace.
Mind your business. Someday you might find a great guy too.
Exactly. Well, I still kind of have a crush party here, cousin. Oh, no, remember the one where I danced with at the wedding?
Oh, yeah?
Yes! Yeah, well, I would have go pal up down with tea any day. Anyways, when a gun causing enough trouble for one night, make her walk on the out. Alright. Now I believe I have to go to that place at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Bye. Bye. I didn't do anything wrong, James!
Hey, morning. Morning.
Your friend Melanie bring this for you on the way to work? Take it. Check it. You have to be more appreciative. You got some nice friend. And remember, nothing never happened last night, right? Right?
I love you, Jack. You have to do this for you. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Your future self will thank you.
No. I need help.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, women and girls were at the highest risk of suffering domestic violence. Domestic violence involves violence between any member of the same household. It can happen to females or males, young or old. However, the evidence has shown that women and girls face the greatest risk. That risk has heightened due to the impacts of the pandemic, including job losses, mounting stress, and restrictions to movement and recreation. We can all help to combat violence against women and girls during the COVID-19 pandemic. Just like Melanie did, you can reach out to someone who is struggling and help them to find a way out. It is never easy, but together we can fight this. Belize will not be safe until its women are safe. Secure Belize.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Okay. Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamt of going to Mars. You can keep my dream alive.
Come with me. You cannot, under any circumstances, leave my room, okay? Only for 35 days.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
I met Alex on the plane. When I woke up in the morning, he was so alive.
I think they know you're lying.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Get her off that stage.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Jackie, let's go for ice cream. And remember, if your mom hear about this, Amy will get her share too. Hey, Jack. How about you and Uncle Jay pair a little game?
No, Uncle, I don't like your games.
Well, that means I'll have to start playing with little Amy then.
No, not Amy. I'll play with you.
That's my baby girl.
Sexual violence against children can cause lifelong harm and suffering, which may often be hidden. Too many survivors of sexual violence are re-victimized, even by the very people who are supposed to love and protect them. The restrictions put into effect during the COVID-19 pandemic made it even more challenging for people to report acts of sexual violence. It is never too late to speak up and to seek help you or a loved one may need. Sexual violence may breed a vicious cycle of domestic violence, and its effects can span generations. Girls who experience sexual violence as children are also at higher risk of staying in situations of domestic violence. Belize will not be safe until its women are safe. Secure Belize.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. On the 2nd of November 2022, Hurricane Lisa made landfall just south of Belize City as a Category 1 storm. Damages primarily to the housing and the building sector was recorded. An estimated 500 houses were completely destroyed, with an additional 5,000 homes suffering from light, medium, and heavy damages. The NEMO reports initial damage estimated to the housing sector as being approximately $10 million, with most of this damage recorded within the Belize district. When it comes to the building sector, close to 77 schools received varying levels of damage, according to Minister of Education Francis Fonseca.
The most significant damage was to the Belize Rural Primary School. Their entire roof was destroyed, so that was significant damage. And we had a few other schools at that level, but for the most part, it was medium to low level damage that occurred, meaning that windows were broken, doors were damaged, flooding, that sort of thing. So the estimate is overall is about $3 million worth of damage. We've put that assessment has been given over to the Office of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But we have not waited, obviously, for those monies to come in. We have been working with various partners, so we've gotten support from different entities in Belize. We've gotten some donations. Plus, we have in our own budget, we have a few $100,000 that we have allocated to addressing some of the more urgent needs.
Contracted teachers at IT vets in Belize and here in the North have been experiencing some problems when it comes to obtaining their salary. To avoid any more issues, the Ministry of Education is seeking to hire these teachers under a 3-year contract.
The problem is, as I've said before, that these instructors have 1-year contracts. And so every year they have to be renewing these contracts, and that renewal process is a very detailed process. Doesn't only involve the Ministry of Education. It involves the Ministry of the Public Service and the Ministry of Finance for approvals. So we have been working on changing that system to try to provide these instructors with 3-year contracts. So it's improved, but we still do have some problems, you're right. But we hope to eliminate those problems with moving to this, instead of 1-year contracts, moving to 3-year contracts. So I think that will address it, and I believe that this will perhaps be the last year where we're faced with those difficulties.
For the past weeks, we've been bringing you the updates as it relates to the whopping quantum of $3.1 million that is on lockdown at the FIU following a raid at the mine beer company in Carmelita in early October of this year. Caribbean International Brewery Company Limited believes that the raid was malicious and that law enforcement officers had no right to seize their cash. The FIU, on the other hand, says the money remains seized for 3 months while they try to establish facts that the monies were derived from unlawful activities. Our last update on November 23rd was that CIB's attorney, Dean Barrow, voluntarily withdrew his application for a case stated. His intention was to have a chance at arguing that the money should be returned to the company before year ends. He was not too happy about the outcome when he failed to convince the magistrate, but he is aiming now to argue in court that CIB be awarded for damages caused to the company as a result of the seizure and public opinion. Today, the matter was scheduled to resume at the Orange Walk Magistrates Court, but the lawyers Dean Barrow for Caribbean International Brewery and Godfrey Smith for the FIU were a no-show. When we checked with the court clerk, we were told that Attorney Smith would not be able to sit in today, and as a result, the matter had to be adjourned until early January of next year. The last thing you want to hear for the Christmas holidays is a sermon and safety tips. But while some of us only look at the festive part of the season, the reality is there are others who are concerned about their safety. And they should be, because even the police are warning not to get too caught up in the merriment. To keep Orange Waukeenians safe, the Orange Walk Town Council has joined forces with the police department.
I feel like for the past 2 years, Orange Waukeenians and everybody, even most of the kids, I think they needed something to glamour their eye, to give a spark, to open up their heart, to at least to remember Christmas. It has been quite a while since we haven't seen Christmas like this, you know. That past 2 years with COVID has dampened every single thing in Orange Walk. And I really wanted, as mayor, really wanted to change the atmosphere in Orange Walk. I wish all of the rest of the municipalities would do the same as well too, but bring something so that the Orange Waukeenians and the kids moreover can feel a reflect of Christmas once again. And that's the reason why we went all out. I even tell my staff, I think we went too much because 2023 is our election mode and we have to double up. So just imagine, it doesn't really matter. It just, as long as the kids, they love it, and I'm seeing that they admire the work that we have been doing, so we just have to continue on this pace. It's not an easy pace, like I said. I just an easy pace, but I'm confident that my entire staff here are willing to get the job done, and that's the reason why you see that park decorated to where it is right now. Just a couple of days ago, we had a competition for Love FM for the most beautifulest park in the entire country, and our park was chosen to be #1. When it comes to the safety section, we have Antioch. We have added a couple more security inside the park, and also we have been collaborating with the police officers to make sure they take a circle around, because it is true. We can have a beautiful park and then it is not safe for the kids to come around and enjoy themselves. But like I said, these things takes time, and I am sure that the residents of Orange Walk are happy to see what we are doing. Just the look at the park and the outcry of love for the beautification, and we have took this park to another level. I know, like I said, yes, there's different decoration in the park. So, and the people are enjoying it. They're taking their pictures, and the view overall, the countrywide is amazing as well. To have getting some nice feedback from the other municipalities. That yes, we are doing a number, but again, when we do these work, it's for the community and the public, and I'm quite sure they're happy about it. So I think the safety, we're on our game. Like I said, we have doubled up, adding a couple more security to just patrol the area, and we're working closely with the police officers so that they as well give us a little safety in the park when it comes to the night time.
Okay, and during the daytime, do you have people working there?
Yes, we do. We have some wardens there, and also some people that just make sure that nobody touches the ornaments when it comes to that. And again, these things are most of these things in the park were handmade by our same employees of the town council. That's why I say I must big them up for their effort. They took time, basically 1 month, to have this park to where it is to par, and I must say that the residents were seeing it when they were maneuvering and patrolling, passing through the park, to see that it was the same workers from Orange Walk Town Council decorating this park.
So it is completely safe to take out the family to enjoy the Christmas decor all around the park here in Orange Walk. Coming up next, Supreme Court orders for redistricting process to be conducted. Stay tuned in.
Win big with Shell. Shell is giving away over $20,000 in prizes this Christmas. One lucky customer will win $6,500 in fuel, plus over 40 customers will win either $150 in fuel vouchers or $500 in cash. To enter, spend $40 million or more in fuel. Complete the entry form and drop it in the boxes provided. Fuel up with Shell this Christmas for your chance to win. Promotion runs from November 21 to December 31, 2022. Terms and conditions apply. Visit solpetroleum.com/winbig with Shell for more details. Shell trademarks are used by Shell Brands Incorporated under license from Shell Brands International AG.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
For years, if not since 1981, there has been disparity between electoral divisions that is, across Belize. The Constitution provides for redistricting to even out the numbers. The Belize Peace Movement took that legal route and maintained that it had to continue with its challenge against the Elections and Boundaries Commission to allow for true representation in the House of Representatives. But, truth be told, the matter was fostered to feed disparity in electoral divisions when the government of Belize in 1988 initiated the Second Amendment of the Constitution of Belize. The Belize Peace Movement argued that by 2005, unfair representation was evident because campaigning had become difficult. However, Morgan says that administrations came in and out of office and the inequality persisted. That was until 2015 when the Belize Peace Movement wrote a letter to the Elections and Boundaries but was not noticed. Further down in October 2015, the Southern Coalition and the VIP joined the Belize Peace Movement and filed a legal case that was short-lived because of legal counsel errors. Nonetheless, the fire had been started, and in November 2015, the OAS advised the then government to consider redistricting to confirm equality in each division. In August 2019, however, a case was filed to hold the Elections and Boundaries Commission bound to the rules mandated by the Constitution in relation to equal representation in the House of Representatives. Arthur Saldivar and Michelle Trapp represented the Belize Peace Movement in court. Saldivar carefully dissected what went on and why the case had to go through 3 judges in 3 years to celebrate a win. Saldivar says it is yet to be seen if the government of the day will see the order through.
This has been a long process, and as the MC has also indicated, in terms of the legal battle to get us to where we are, it has taken 3 years and 3 judges. But thankfully, we are here now. We're at the end of the beginning, but certainly not at the beginning of the end. Because although we have achieved an order that binds the election and boundaries and the government of Belize to do what is right and constitutional for the people of Belize, we certainly are cognizant of the fact that in matters such as these, the government has not had a very good track record in abiding by their own commitments. The government, recognizing that the court was going to do what inevitably it should have done, decided that they are going to agree. It was not an easy thing for them to do, but certainly it was the right and proper thing for them to do. Now we are in need now, and the claimants are in need now, of you, the 3rd branch or the 4th branch of government, the media, and the people of Belize to hold this government and subsequent governments to what they should always do, ensure that democracy reigns in Belize.
The Court of Law has recognized the disparity, and the attorney for the Belize Peace Movement argued successfully to reserve a verdict in their favor. The BPM now has a consent order for redistricting to occur, which the Presenio administration, the Ministry of the Attorney General, and the Elections and Boundaries have agreed to uphold and implement. During the process, reports will be written. The proposals will be made for the 31 existing electoral divisions to seek closely as possible an equal share of electors per division, and these are to be submitted to the BPM for review. Saldivar says the details of the consent order is important because it underscores that the previous elections can be deemed unconstitutional. The Election and Boundaries Office is now tasked to enforce the consent order to allow for redistricting in a manner that encircles equality in all divisions.
The first defendant, Election and Boundaries, shall cause the preparation of a draft bill pursuant to Section 90 of the Belize Constitution to amend the first schedule of the Representation of the People Act to reflect the recommendations of the Election and Boundaries Commission as made in its report. And the Election and Boundaries Commission shall lay the proposal before the National Assembly before July 31st, 2023. So we have a definite timeline not only when the claimants will receive the proposals and report, but when the National Assembly shall be given this report for debate. The parties agree that in this process, the defendants shall consult the guidelines set out in the court's expert report of Sean P. Trendy, dated October 14, 2020. And there's a fifth item, but that is of no import. It's basically just in relation to what must be done when a party capitulates and must go by what the claimants bring forward. What it says and what it reads: the first item, all further proceedings in this claim be stayed upon terms set out in the schedule hereto, except for the purpose of carrying those terms into effect. 2, liberty to apply as to carrying such terms into effect. The schedule above referred to: 1, the parties, the claimants and the Election and Boundaries Commission and the Attorney General of Belize, who represents the government of Belize, acknowledge that given the current distribution of registered voters in Belize, it is necessary for the Election and Boundaries Commission to consider the distribution of voters and make recommendations for the amendment of the first schedule to Representation of the People Act to redefine current electoral boundaries. So they have agreed that there is now a need to redefine electoral boundaries. 2, Election and Boundaries Commission shall identify and explain in a written report its recommendations and all proposals considered necessary for redistricting as provided by the Belize Constitution generally and Section 90 of the Belize Constitution in particular, and shall share the report with the claimants on the date the report is laid before the National Assembly or the 17th July 2023, whichever is earlier, or such other extended date as agreed between the parties.
So, as per the Supreme Court of Belize, the defendants must consult the guidelines set out by the court's expert, Sean P. Trent, in his 2014 report.
Most international organizations urge countries to draw electoral boundaries such that the maximum deviation is 10%, with additional allowances for districts drawn over sparsely populated areas. And then he went into, in the report, to look at different countries and what prevails. He even looked at different judgments from varying courts. And his analysis of Belize is based on the numbers given from our electoral divisions, is that only 5 divisions in Belize really and truly reach the standards as it relates to what prevails in the international standards. He looked at the Venice Commission. He looked at different judgments from Korea. He looked at judgments from Canada, Australia, United States. So he went basically around the globe and looked to see what prevails in those countries as it pertains to the international standards. At paragraph 9 in his executive summary, he said, most countries fall somewhere in the middle of these 2 extremes. A fuller account of these standards lie in the body of the report, but the United Kingdom, for example, allows for a deviation of up to 10%, as does Italy. Germany and Czech Republic allows for a deviation up to 15%. Malta and Macedonia allows for deviations up to 5%. Overall, most countries seem to employ an allowable deviation threshold of between 10% and 15%. He says at paragraph 10, the degree of malapportionment present in Belize today far exceeds any threshold suggested in other countries by international organizations.
By the end of the redistricting exercise, the goal is to have every voter to have equal representation in the House of Representatives. One constituency that would see a haircut if the parties go by that the experts are suggesting is Freetown in the city, which falls under the leadership of the Honorable Francis Fonseca. Today he was asked to weigh in on the issue.
I don't think it makes sense to comment on that process. I think that's a process driven by the Elections and Boundaries Commission. Let's see where it leads. At the end of the day, tough decisions will have to be made. Important decisions will have to be made in the national interest. Those decisions will be made, I think, in a very transparent, open way, not favoring any political party. So let's see where that leads. It's driven, as I said, by the elections and boundaries. When the report is tabled in the National Assembly, that's when we will have an opportunity to engage and to have a discussion.
Michelle Raibo has been in the teaching career as a primary school teacher for 11 years. However, her health has been affected over time and today needs a surgery that can only be done abroad. But she needs financial assistance to get medical attention. Today, she explained her condition to our reporter, Elmer Cornejo, in hopes of garnering the assistance she needs to get an MRI to determine exactly how her surgery should be carried out.
It is my third surgery that I am going to undergo, if that is God's will. I am praying that the Lord would make a miracle in my life if He sees it fit that, it would not be necessary. However, the doctors that have checked me told me that I need to do it. It's a must. So I am raising this funds because the specialist that needs to see me abroad, is charging just its surgery itself. It's going to be 10,000 Belize, and I also need to do an MRI, which is approximately between $1,800 to $2,000 Belize. So also I need to travel to Monterey City, which is, I would need to purchase plane tickets, and so it won't only be for myself, but for the persons that would be taking care of me after the surgery. And so I'm asking the public, whoever would like to donate for this worthy cause, I would truly appreciate it.
Existing condition has disallowed her from being in the classroom since September of this year, and it has been hard on her, and more so because the nearest specialist available for her condition is located in Monterrey, Mexico.
I'm unable to teach since September the 26th. I have not been able to go to work because of my condition. I am able to sit, and but when I started with pain, it was difficult for me to be in the classroom. I had lots of pain, and I was drinking pills for the pain and inflammation. And so when things got worse, I was unable to continue.
However, the surgery alone has been costed at 10,000 Belize dollars. Rival will also require someone to travel with her, which means a double transportation cost, and added to that, the cost of food and other logistics post the surgery. For this reason, a barbecue sale has been organized for this Sunday in Concepcion Village to help in alleviating the cost.
The barbecue sale will be done here in Concepcion Village. It's a good location because it's right opposite to the Concepcion Park, and it's on the main road, so when you're coming from Belize going to Corozal, it's on your right hand side, and the house is a blue house, and we have a shed right there to the front, so right there we will be selling, and the pickups can also be done there for the barbecue sale. And we'll also be having juice to sell Jamaican lime juice. And also, for those who need delivery, please, you can also make your arrangements. You can contact me at 627-7288.
If you would like to contribute to Michelle Ribo's financial need, you can contact her at cell number 627-7288, or you can make a direct deposit to Atlantic Bank account number 211-064-131, registered under Michelle Ribo. The Orange Walk Town Council has added another vehicle to their fleet. According to Mayor Ladrick Shepherd, while it was not easy, the deal was sealed, and the council employees can now ride safely to their different work sites.
When it comes to gender-based violence, it's for
The plan had been to purchase a vehicle months ago, yet there were some setbacks. Yesterday, though, employees were ecstatic when the Kia drove into the council's backyard. The Kia was purchased at a handsome price tag of $60,000. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, December 15th here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.